Hello.
Hello, Danielira.
How are you, Kokiro?
Very good, very good. Getting used to
New
new
setting?
space. Yeah,
Yes.
new old space, I would say.
Well, but it's a new space because we
Yeah,
repurposed it so it feels like a new space. I mean,
but in the end, table is still the same. Lights are the same. Camera's the same. Tripod's the same. Um, chair, I can't do the other chair. It's too bulky, I think, for this space.
well, I think you can, but
No,
I'll leave it up to you. So,
yeah, I don't know. It's too big, I feel. It's too big. So we moved out of our room and
well, like the studio,
yeah, let's call it the studio.
the
Yeah.
OPL room.
Yeah. And we moved out and now we're in the living room.
Yes. So, welcome to our living room.
Hence the Christmas tree behind you.
Yes. And oh, when I left
Put it
my
down.
sweater over there.
Put the Christmas.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Christmas
27,
is
is it?
over. What is
No.
this?
No, I think we're
February?
still good. We're still good. It's not like when you see a Christmas tree on
No,
February or something
June?
like
Yeah,
that. So,
leave it out. Um, yeah, so we moved out just to, we had spoken about this, to give Fed that room. So, yeah, I think she's very happy. Took us like 3 days of trying to take all that stuff out from that room and then filling any other spot that we had in our apartment with all the stuff. And I'm probably guilty of making it a little bit difficult because I had all my figures and statues there. So moving all that stuff, finding room for all my stuff, it's tough. That's when I realized I have way too much stuff. And I feel bad about it.
you
But
shouldn't.
no, but I do. Um, so yeah, so these days we have been just trying to give Bear the space she rightfully deserves, and we can work from anywhere. Honestly, when we started OPL, it was like a studio apartment, so there was no. It was just like a one bedroom studio apartment, and we've told you guys like Samu and Fer would have to sleep on the sofa.
Which converts into two beds.
Yeah, I mean it's an okay sofa. It's the one actually you have behind.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one. It has a bed here
it's
and a bed down
it's okay.
there.
Let's
So,
say it's like okay. Uh, but we made it work. I think that's what's important. That that never stopped us, and that was we were there for probably like the first year of
yeah.
OPL.
Hmm.
So we made it work. And this is like another step, and we'll make it work. But the great thing is seeing Fer super happy that she has like her room, because at her own place she has a room. I mean, not her own place, like she's paying rent in
Yeah.
Manhattan
She
or
has
something.
her own place
Oh yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
11.
She's a well, if she was a YouTuber. Um, but no, so we wanted for her to feel the same way here. But yeah, so it's been a lot of work, a lot of chili in between all of
Yes.
that work
So,
also.
here she is. Chili, say hi.
Yeah, she's been amazing. She's
Yes.
growing like crazy.
She
I think
is
she's
growing,
like
actually.
yeah,
I
she's
mean,
6'4" now, 6'4".
no, but I mean, you and I, that we see her every single day, she
Yeah,
is like stretching a lot.
she
I mean,
is.
she's like longer and longer.
She is. She is. Which is fascinating. She's a firecracker. She definitely has personality, like any other living being has a personality. So it's been awesome to get to know little Chili.
Yes.
But yeah. So she had her lunch. She already peed. So she should be fine. Should be fine. She likes to nibble on cables. Not
But
a
she's
great thing.
learning, I have to say.
Yeah, she got shocked like 3 times. So I'm hoping that the fifth is going to be what actually teaches her
No.
to not mess with my cables. I do have to do some cable management with
Yeah.
because we moved our desk with my computer. Then we put like a shelf, like a little shelf thing to separate where Danny works from where I'm working right now. It has all our books and like little figures. It looks great. It actually looks great. We took a bunch of paintings and drawings that we had that we hadn't, like we were planning on doing like these this kind of old school,
Like gallery wall.
yeah, gallery wall, like why am I blanking on this?
And why is
French.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. Why am I blanking on this thing? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't
Like
know
just
what
a
you're
French
thinking.
salon. Oh my God, that's the word I was looking for. Salon. Like all those like old school French salon
Do you mean
competitions.
saloon?
Saloon, right? Where cowboys would go in and shoot paintings. That only happened with the Warhol. But no. So they would just plaster the wall with paintings. They wouldn't leave like any breathing space between paintings. That was actually the old way of hanging paintings. So we want to have like a wall full of like not all of the things that we have, that we've bought over these past couple of years, because that's like hundreds.
But we could rotate.
Yeah,
Stuff.
that's awesome.
We have
Yeah.
to frame tons of things.
Yeah, that's the expensive
So
part
we
that we have to
can-
frame.
Yes.
But yeah, so it looks different, the apartment, but it's great. I
100%,
mean,
yeah.
and just to see both Samu and Fer happy, because Samu is loving the fact that, Fer is out of that room, even though it was both their rooms. But it's the most helpful I've ever seen him. He was like, "Dad, can I help? Do you need help moving anything? Do you need help taking out anything?" He actually helped me take apart the bed and
The
then
bunk
put it
bed,
together.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "Samu, where have you been for the last 20 years?"
20? No.
He's 15, but yeah.
think
It
your
seems like
Humor
20
is
years.
getting worse and
It
worse.
seems
I
like
don't know
20
what's
years of
going
not
on.
helping. That's why I said 20.
Mm.
But no, he was very helpful, and yeah, so they're both very happy.
Mm-hmm.
So for today, I don't think we're gonna paint, Daniel Lira.
No, I know that. Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna do an underdrawing, because I noticed that I'm far more comfortable when I have like not a super tight underdrawing, because the painting that I last did of you and Chili had a tight-ish underdrawing, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I was feeling very hesitant about being bold, when I was painting on top of it,
Yes.
because of that underdrawing.
Yeah,
And
that happens. a lot.
anything that subtracts like boldness from the way I feel when I paint, I kind of, well, I'm not going to say I want to eliminate it, but I want to keep it in check, at least. Because what I want ultimately is to be able to feel comfortable with my drawing. I almost use drawing as something that taught me, like while I did this drawing, it taught me these things. And I have like a mental list of all the things that I have to be wary of when I'm painting. But I don't, in my particular painting, I don't want my drawing to just be like scaffolding, like very stiff scaffolding
Yeah.
that I have to follow. Because that, I think that I have noticed that with my painting, I can paint that way. And I do enjoy it. But I do think that I enjoy most when I'm just like, almost like flinging paint and moving it around. And I feel myself a painter when I'm doing those things. So what I'm going to do is try to figure out how I want to compose this image. This is going to be the first non-chili image
Mm-hmm.
that I've painted since we came back.
Nonchalant.
Oh, so my humor is bad. Nonchalant? What does that mean? Like nonchalant? What are you saying? Okay.
But chili, chilan.
Okay,
Like,
even if that made sense, it doesn't make sense, Danny. I'm sorry. By the way, we are now able to look at each other.
oh yeah.
That's why
we're-
Danny is turning her head quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
So let's see. So what I want to figure out is my composition. It's a fairly symmetrical composition. This was in my brother's backyard, one, nice kind of brisk sunny day,
Oh, because I
and a
haven't
bunch
seen.
of fall leaves.
Mm.
Danny's like, so the painting that I want to do is like fall leaves, and it's going to sound so much better than what the actual painting is going to be, but we're going to hopefully try to make it justice. So fall leaves, not like tons of fall leaves, like if I was like Alma Tedema doing like rose petals. No, no, no. I can't do that. But fall leaves, Danny's hair, this was a picture taken from above while Danny was being like a super amazing trooper and just lying on this grass
And then
and
I had
with
the
a bunch
itches.
of nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and insects and.
yeah. So and while I was taking like a good photo to do a painting. So I think it can be a cool painting. Now, what I noticed, and this is why I'm struggling, but I shouldn't struggle. So I have to talk myself through this just so I don't struggle with this. Now, obviously, the camera takes 4:3 photos. This is not quite 4:3. This is narrower. So I have to figure out what to crop. I can't just I wouldn't be able to just grid my photo, let's say, and then, try to fit it into this because they're different dimensions.
Like proportions.
Yeah. I've noticed that this mic, Danny, I have to move down, but we could do that.
I can do it
no,
for
no,
you
no,
if
no,
you
no, no.
want.
Oh no, because this thing springs. Remember when as soon as you take it out? No, but let's not do it. Like
Okay.
we don't have to do it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So what I'm noticing is that I do want the elbows in. So I should be able to say elbow, and then that's going to be my width, and then I'm just going to have to adapt everything else to whatever that width is, because I think that that's the most important part of what I want in the composition. So if I had a checklist and I have to check just one thing, it would be the width of the elbows. So because I don't have a strong drawing, I now have to figure out where to place you. Like if I want the tip of the elbow there, or if it's actually far lower, which I'm trying to figure out if it's lower. I don't know. So because I was never taught like very, like a very educated way to block in a drawing, I was far more like, oh, just draw it out. Whenever I have these things, I really don't know how to place my drawing really well. And all I can do is just feel it out. I mean, there's no other way of like saying how this works in my brain. I literally just start kind of scribbling, and whenever I feel like I'm getting closer to the dimensions that I want, to like the choreography of shapes that I need, then I start to commit a little bit more. So I'm going to move around quite a bit just to try to find it. And the thing is, many times I'm not even like, whenever I reach, whatever the drawing or like the bunch of lines that are going to give me some sort of sense of how to place this figure in this space, that's not even definitive. Like tomorrow when I look at this drawing and let's say I was going to start blocking it in or painting it, at that moment, it's very curious, but I'm going to be able to see a bunch of things that don't work well, that I hadn't seen today. I don't know why they escaped me today, but then tomorrow I can see them. I'm going to be able to see those. So while I'm painting, I'm going to be making adjustments all the time. So honestly, how I paint, I've noticed, and how I enjoy painting, it's like, let's call this like final painting, or where I just leave the painting. That little flag where, Mario jumps. I don't know how that's a Mario, but let's imagine just Mario jumping on that flag post. But I always feel that I just like literally inch towards that direction. But the important thing for me is not getting to that flag post. The important thing for me is moving in this direction. I don't know if that makes sense, but in my brain, it makes absolute sense. Like, the important thing for me is just identifying how to move forward in a painting. Because I don't want to do this and then do this and then go back again and then big jump and then go back. That's annoying. There's a ton of paintings that I think, even though looks ridiculous, I'm sure a bunch of people can identify what this feels like. This is not enjoyable when you're painting, because this is frustrating. This is like, I did something, I spent a ton of time, and now I'm having second thoughts about it, and now I'm repainting it, redrawing it. I'm doing, a bunch of things that I shouldn't be doing, because all I want is to execute on the idea that I had. But when I'm all over the place, like, I can't move forward. So I don't mind if I have to, like, inch towards that, goal. That's not really a goal. This kind of like, this goalpost, let's say, moves constantly, because every experience that you have right here can shape this goal into something new, at least in my case. So I much rather just slowly kind of like give this shape, and me having a sense that I'm going towards the thing that I wanted to paint, rather than saying, oh, I'm going to do this perfect drawing, then this perfect underpainting, then I'm going to start with an embauche, then I'm going to, like, reestablish my form with like more saturated color, and then just model things and finish. Like, I was never taught, and I don't have like that highly specific way of painting, which is very, very solid, but I don't have it. So my way is just like grasping, and at times it feels like grasping for a long time, in the dark at things. And at other times it feels like, okay, I can get a sense of what I'm trying to do very quickly. But yeah, so I should kind of I should keep going here. I had an issue that this is the crease of the paper. This is like an unbound spread from the Moleskine sketchbook. So we have this nice little crease with like a bunch of little spots where the binding goes, and I was thinking, oh, I should move the head. So I'll tell you guys how I was thinking, and you'll see why when trying to avoid this crease, why my image would have like totally been, reshapen by that tiny little stupid variable. So I thought, oh, I don't want this to be in my portrait, because you don't want this. It's almost like having a knot on your linen, and that knot is like falls perfectly on, on the eye you're trying to paint, and it's like right there. And you're like, oh God, no, that's terrible. Like, I wanted to paint an eye, and now this beautiful portrait has this knot, this very nice knot right in the middle of, I don't know, the iris or wherever. So, you sometimes try to avoid those things, but in all honesty, if you're working with a piece of paper, like, you should be able to just say, oh, I'm going to drop it wherever it needs to be, and who cares about this thing? But it was bothering me. So I was like, okay, I can move the chin to be like right above this, like right above, to sit right above there. And then I was thinking, okay, but if that's the proportion, that proportion would kind of, no, it's actually a little bit bigger, but let's say that proportion would be fine for the width of the elbows, that proportion of a head, let's say right here. But then I go like, whoa, I'm going to have like a ton of bottom that I wasn't counting on. Like, there's going to be a lot more space from here down that I wasn't counting on. And you could be super cheap, and you could just say, hey, dude, just crop it. Like, cut it. Take a blade and just cut it, and you're done. And yes, but no. I actually think that doing that, it's not cheating, but it's cheap. Because there is something that is super, super beautiful about you composing on set dimensions. I think that effort that goes into composing on, specific dimensions, it's something really, really good for an artist, because it gives you a workspace, And it gives you a sense of like, I have to try to dispose of my shapes in this space within these parameters, and make a good picture regardless of what that what that dimension looks like. So it's really good to say, no, I'm subjecting myself to this, and I'm not going to let myself just crop something. So I thought, well, it also, if this is big, then the hair is going to go up to here. Then I don't have room. I'm like giving myself room for the bottom, which I don't really need. But because I could actually you have a top on, and here's your waist. And I do have some pictures where I can see your pants. So I would put some pants here in the bottom. But then I was like, no, because the actual picture that I like, the image that I like is top heavy. It's actually your hair kind of blending into these leaves. So why am I sacrificing my top, like the top part of the painting, if that's what I wanted to paint? Like, this whole part should be super exciting. So it's really weird when a portrait has such a pull on you that you say, maybe my painting, like the accents of my painting, what's most exciting, within my painting, it lies in this upper hemisphere, let's say, this upper half. But because a dumb little portrait, I'm not calling you a dumb little portrait, but because in the painting,
not a portrait,
but because in the painting, you're going to be that portrait, and you, Danny, you have such a pull with me that I'm like, I can't just put Danny's face, broken by this like crease. Like it's almost like you want to respect that portrait, and you want to say, even though the painting is not about you, I can't put you there. And that's where priorities get super mixed up, because, I could do another painting about Danny where it's just about that portrait, like this beautiful portrait, and it sits beautifully within in that page. But I have to remind myself that it's like, hey, weren't you saying like there were leaves here that are going to be super cool to paint, and the way the leaves blend into the hair would be super, super cool? Like, isn't that the painting? So this shouldn't matter. This little thing that runs, horizontally here shouldn't really matter if the painting lies up here. So I have to repeat myself that, because, it seems like a super, just like a very easy thing to identify and very easy thing to not miss. But again, because my subject matter is Danny, and because Danny has such a strong pull, like, instead of painting the painting that I want to paint, I run the risk of just saying, I want to paint the painting of Danny. So, I hope I hope I'm explaining this a little bit.
No, it makes sense.
In a way that it makes sense, and how even though you are the subject matter, and you are obviously like one of those things I cherish painting, it's like you, my kids, my mother. I'm going to say Chili now.
Please.
I don't know what that scream was.
Yeah.
Got to remind my kids that we can hear everything.
Yeah.
But even though that there's such a pull with that subject matter, I have to remind myself, maybe this particular painting, it's not quite about Danny in this case.
No, because that's the reason why I was laying
Yeah.
there. I mean, if you were going to cut the hair and the leaves, then
Imagine that.
what was it for?
Yeah, imagine it's okay, thank you for that.
I had like
should have told me.
itches all day because of the leaves and the little insects. And if you were like, no, but I mean, it was your portrait, I'll be like, okay, but I could have been like sitting inside a house and not laying there, because what you were
if you weren't going to do
to
the leaves, we could have just put like a
blanket or whatever.
blanket or a towel underneath, just so that it would make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But so if I paint what I want to paint, then this portrait is going to be right there, right in the middle of that crease. And it has an angle that it actually goes kind of like against this. So there is going to be like things that feel kind of strange, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because if I let those things bother me, then I'm losing sight of what's actually important in the painting. So I'm going to keep on scribbling because I don't want to commit to anything right now. Like I said, the way I find things is just through like literal scribbling. So let me see if we can kind of find our way.
So we should say hi.
Yeah, do we have
for sure.
people like
Of course we do.
I hope people don't think that we've had forgotten about this. It's just that
No, I think they
we
also
were-
understand about Chile and
oh yeah.
holidays and like
And our restructuring of the apartment,
apartment,
the
yeah.
workspace.
yeah. So I mean, it's like little vacations minus the resting part. Would you call it like that?
Yeah,
I think it
yeah.
is.
I don't think Chile leaves enough room to for resting.
Well,
so.
to be honest, I mean, she's sleeping. I even had like my leg was super numb,
yeah,
but I didn't want to uncross it because she was
Yeah.
so comfortable. But now I just
yeah.
adjusted.
Look at her. Oh
She's
my
so
God, she's
sweet,
like
yeah.
nesting in there.
Yeah. No, but to be honest, she sleeps a lot,
Yes,
so it's easy.
best dog.
Yeah, she's the best dog. So let's see. Alejandra Ardila dice hola.
Yo, Alejandra.
Hola Alejandra, ¿qué tal?
Navidad, ya
Feliz
tardecito.
Navidad.
Felices fiestas.
Prince Bare Bones was saying hello. Hello, Prince Bare Bones. Happy holidays. Gabriela Navarro Stadelman dice saluditos. Saludos, Gabriela. Feliz Navidad también. Milolis dice buenas tardes, punto.
Y así de rápido.
Hola,
así.
Milolis. Buenas tardes, punto.
Por medio de la presente.
Ricard was saying hello. Hey, Ricard, how are you? Cacaito was saying hello, hello, ¿cómo van?
Caque Perlon.
Caqueiro, le dije a Caqueiro que le tenemos un detallito,
Ah, claro.
pero que se me ha olvidado las 2 veces que me he visto con ella.
Ah, no,
Entonces en
pues,
Año
bueno.
Nuevo se los llevo. Y Cacaito me estaba diciendo que extrañaba mucho los live streams.
Ah,
Pues
nosotros
aquí estamos, Cacaito. Guillaume Leroux
también. La.
was saying hello, everyone. Hey, Guillaume. Liad was saying we just leave our Christmas tree up all year.
I mean, why should I just saw
You
Leah?
could change the decoration.
I was looking at you know how you look at like apartments or clothes or
Well, apartments mostly.
yeah,
or houses
apartments.
and
so I do
real
the same
estate, let's
real
call
estate
it.
stuff, yeah. So
real
I do
estate.
real
Real
estate.
estate.
Well,
Real
it's not
estate.
state like United States.
No, but you don't say
you
es-
say estate, yeah.
real estate.
Yeah, you have to because
Real estate.
no, real estate.
I'm a real estate agent.
Well, maybe you kind of, you know,
Because you were like
minima-
real estate.
no, well, Gloria Pritchett. No, but you have to
Real
estate
estate.
is different than state.
Real estate.
Yeah, but you got to put
No,
an
real
E in there.
estate.
I mean, I didn't go like I didn't have maracas.
I mean,
like,
to be honest, I always have an accent. But I think I went a little bit better than you did with that pronunciation. Just give me that. Just
Okay,
one.
no.
One out of
I mean, let's
100 things I've said.
I wish we had an editor. It's like roll the tape.
Well, I mean, we
wish I
could
could
do
see
it.
I wish there was
afterwards.
somebody manning
Real
the
estate.
controls
Real estate.
right now.
Not real estate.
Oh,
But yeah.
real.
So you were saying, I look for real estate things.
Yeah.
And you,
So I do the same with like statues and figures.
Yeah.
Um,
well, the
And,
thing is that I don't buy the houses I see.
I mean, I don't buy all the things that I mean, it would seem like I do. It would seem like I do, but I don't. But I was in this website and I saw they had like a Hellboy Christmas ornament, and Christmas is over. But I was like, I should
Well,
get this.
but just for this year.
I should get
I
this
mean-
for next Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't see it there, but we have like those red spheres, ornaments.
Red spheres.
Red balls, yeah.
Oh my God, the
I don't know.
balls, the
No, I
Christmas
for-
balls.
I forgot the name, so I
Red
went with red
spheres, great. Yeah, real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah, but you're the one calling it spheres. Are you an alien? It's like Oh, love the red spheres in that Christmas tree.
And
My God.
all the ornaments are like things we love. So we have a little Nintendo. We have some dogs. We have some Cuphead things. SpongeBob, of course. Little dogs. It's cool decoration, I will say. Don't you think?
Mhm. I don't know. You're an alien.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Um,
Lizard
and
people.
and I mean, Liad was saying we just leave our Christmas tree up all year. And talking about Christmas trees, I have to say I clicked on one of those news that are super like clickbaity, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean they're not actually like news. They're just like some dumb thing that went viral, and I
Okay.
click on them.
Okay.
And they were
I don't
talking
know where
about
this is going.
someone that was saying that you should wash your Christmas tree.
What?
And I was like, what? You never
Like
wash
even-
your Christmas tree.
But the
They-
synthetic ones?
They-
No.
Yeah, of course. And they were soaking the tree, the synthetic tree, of course, in water. And the water was like a mud, like a horrible
Well,
thing.
I'm sure.
'Cause
Yeah, they get dust.
oh,
Sure.
but it was.
Yeah. You know what though?
There's
Like,
some that have
They-
light. For
these
example,
branches
my
are
parents-
metals. Are metal though.
Yeah, but I saw. Look,
You're gonna oxidize all of it.
yeah.
No, that's terrible. I think that's a terrible idea. I mean, if you could air it out really well, like if you have a backyard and you could just rinse it with a hose and then let it kind of dry, but we can't wash that
No,
thing.
and I don't want to do it.
I
I
mean,
was just
tomorrow
like,
I could take a
oh.
shower with it if you want.
No, I was just like, are you supposed to?
We could do a
clean it?
video of who's dirtier. Like, I
That
think
sounded terrible.
I can beat the tree, I feel.
Christmas tree cleaning. Let's see if I saw it. Um, look, it says Women Sparks debate. This is in mirror.co.uk.
Oh, God.
Woman
Daily Mirror?
sparks debate as she admits to washing her Christmas tree in the bath.
Oh, my God. So I wasn't that
So look
far
at
off.
this.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, she's not like bathing with the tree,
We don't know.
but then you have to, yeah, I don't know. It was just interesting because I've never thought about cleaning a Christmas tree.
Not like
would
that.
take
I would be.
the-
If we had a backyard,
No, I wouldn't
sure,
do it.
maybe.
Of course you wouldn't.
Maybe.
Do it. Maybe you're just
Maybe.
like stretching it. You would never.
Maybe.
Never. Maybe you take the magic out of Christmas if you do that.
Right?
Right.
And have people refer to like ornaments as spheres, red spheres?
The red spheres, yeah.
Oh my God.
They wouldn't be red spheres because I don't know
You're
if
a
that
robot.
that sphere is like water resistant.
Yeah.
So
You just
white
describe-
spheres.
You just described the tree, how AI draws an image.
Liad was saying our Christmas tree has RGB lights so you can change the colors. Ooh. My parents' Christmas tree has like my mom calls it fibra optica, but I don't know.
They are. They,
really?
Yeah. Fiber lights, yeah.
I was gonna say optic
They're like
fibers.
filament. They're like little filaments.
Isn't it? How is it called?
I
Just
think it's
fibers?
fiber.
Optic fibers?
I
Because that's
don't
like
know.
the direct translation. Let's see.
Yeah, no, but they are. Yeah. Little
Yeah.
filaments, and they have like that little light.
Yeah, but I remember that because I remember my mom had first the tree with optic fibers, and then she changed the internet for optic fiber.
Yeah, it's the same
And she was
thing.
like, "Wait a minute,
yeah.
isn't that the thing we have in the Christmas tree?"
Yeah,
So
same exact thing.
it is
You could plug in your tree and get like more.
more Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Hola,
Hola, Ferchuchis.
Hola, mi Fer.
Fer, ahorita pasa y acuérdale a Samu que si grita, pues ya lo escuchamos.
So, let's see. Norberto Perez was saying hello. Hello, Norberto. How
Norberto.
are you? Alex May was saying really good of you to give her own space.
Oh, yeah, that was.
I mean, because at the beginning, I think they're growing up, so they do need
Yes.
there's space more than before.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Trying to figure this out. I still haven't. Cause your arms look too big. I feel. Ain't nothing wrong with you having big arms.
No,
but
that sounds like a good thing.
for my image,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't quite make sense. I'm having a hard time understanding how to like fit your head into the body. So yeah, at these times I'm like, this is far easier for me with like a big brush to just go like,
Yeah. Just
because
like
I draw
block
so
the
much easier
things
with a
in.
big
Yeah.
brush. But we'll just. By the way, that's my head, and because I'm using
You
the
can
old
go
chair.
back if you want to.
I can.
Yeah, you can.
How much?
Go back. I mean, let me tell you, back.
Really?
Really?
Oh my
back.
God. What
Yeah,
is this?
you're not. Yeah, you're not in
Ah,
the
this is
jail
new.
anymore.
This is new feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, no. So now I can see it a little bit better, I feel. But we're gonna suffer through this a little bit.
I mean, and to be honest, you could go back way more.
No.
if you want
This
to.
is fine. This is fine. Let's not blame the chair for my bad drawing.
Javi Hav was saying, hola, hola. What's the good word, OPL in chat? Happy holidays to all. Happy Hav.
Good to have you.
Javi. No.
Oh, gee. Happy days?
Happy days, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with Javi days, but
Huffy
like
days? Huffing days?
holidays, but
Oof.
Javi days? What's huffing?
Huffing and puffing?
I have no idea what that is.
Like huffing, puffing,
Mhm.
smoking stuff.
Margo Delgado dice hola. Hola Margo. ¿Qué tal qué tal han estado las fiestas en Canarias, Margo?
Ahorita en
Mm,
Reyes, ¿no? Reyes.
Reyes. Ay, Margo pregunta.
Ay, Margo.
Ay, Margo. ¿Ustedes en Canarias celebran el cagatío?
No, pero eso es más catalán.
Pues pregunto porque yo no sé. O sea, yo desde acá, de esta orilla, de este otro continente, pregunto. Porque me
Sí.
pareció lo
Dani, que
máximo
le
cuando
dice
mi primo,
a las bolas del árbol, esferas rojas.
desde este lado del continente, preguntó. Uno no sabe, ¿qué tal que sí? Rafael Rodríguez dice hi / ¿qué hubo? I don't see the line. What is it?
What line?
Maybe the line you were talking about. So the
Oh, the crease?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it is
No,
because
it's
it's
very
a spread.
evident. Okay. But it's very evident.
Prince Barebones was saying, I was just watching an older OPL video where you were also speaking about underdrawings / boldness. The topic continues.
Oh,
Inception.
yeah. Or I'm running out of ideas.
No.
Reaching our limit.
Well, I mean, painting can be repetitive if you want to, or I don't know what I was going to say.
Nice, Danny.
Paston
Nice
was
save.
saying hello. Hey, Paston.
Nice save.
I wasn't even saving myself. I was
No.
just
That was like a
drowning
drop.
myself.
That was, yeah.
Julián Cabrera was saying hi all. Hola Julián, ¿cómo está Julián? ¿Qué tal las fiestas por Neiva, Julián?
Julian.
Van Sant de la
Ooh
Noix
la
was
la.
saying nice Christmas tree. Hi Danny and Nicolas.
Merci, Vincent.
Thank you, Vincent.
Eh.
Merci.
Ooh.
Merci. Was it terrible?
Merci?
Merci. No, I
Yeah,
was just like smiling and saying merci, so it sounded merci, but yeah.
I don't know. Ever since we spoke with Alan, and he said that I spoke more French than what the actual French sounds like. That I was like an exaggerated version of French.
But I think you are that with every language.
Do you think that's
What was
when
that?
I don't know? No, I was trying to find like something that would be similar to that. You know how when we roll our R's like ere and erre, like we don't think about it.
Yeah, but if you listen to someone that's learning,
It's like
Mira este carro.
yeah, it's like salsa drums.
yeah.
It's like timbales, like
Yeah.
sounding every time they roll their R's. So I'm guessing that's how I sound like
Yeah.
when I do my stupid.
I mean, I think
like,
that's
French.
your
When I
quote unquote.
attempt and sound like very dumb person trying to speak French, I think that's what I sound like.
That's your sponge quality, as you like to call
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, because you do that also with the accents of the places you're in.
Oh, I remember.
You sound more
Yeah,
Spaniard
native
than people in
Spaniards.
Spain
Yes.
when we are there.
Yeah.
So, you
Um,
remember what?
What was I trying?
You
Oh,
forgot,
I
but you
remember the
remember?
video. I don't know which video it was that we were. I'm gonna say it in English now, and I'm gonna say it in Spanish, and then I'm gonna say it like I tried to say it in the video. But I think we were speaking about free. I can't even like try to say it in English. Friedrich Casper David Friedrich.
Frederick?
So in Spanish, I would say Friedrich or Casper David Friedrich. Friedrich. Yeah, I would.
Frederick? Why would you say Friedrich? Is
I
it the
think-
way you?
Yeah, maybe it's like
Well, I would have read
My-
it Frederick, but I don't trust my
yeah.
brain for pronunciation.
And I remember in the video, I had to like stop. I think I had so much edits in there when I was editing the voiceover, because I would go Friedrich, Casper David Friedrich. Yeah, so it was terrible.
Thank
But
you.
I remember having to like slow down to say Friedrich. Yeah, only to probably know that I was still doing a horrible job.
Friedrich?
Friedrich. Yeah, I'm sure it's Friedrich. Yeah, if there's German speakers here or Europeans that can say, "Oh yeah, it's Friedrich."
Let's see.
Casper David Friedrich. Friedrich.
So pronunciation. Casper
Casper
David
David.
Friedrich.
No.
Friedrich.
David.
It says K-A, so Casper
Casper.
Day, as in
Day?
day.
So-
David.
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 Casper David Friedrich. Not
Friedrich?
Friedrich. Is that you did
Friedrich?
like a yeah?
Friedrich?
Friedrich.
Friedrich.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Friedrich.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
The David.
Casper
The David, I didn't know. I would have
David
thought it was more
Friedrich.
David. Wouldn't you say?
No.
David?
Well, you know me. I
David?
would say like
I
something.
didn't even know
super-
that German would have like that A sound for
Casper
the A.
David Friedrich.
Okay. David. What? I don't know.
So
I don't trust it.
You tried it.
Don't
change-
trust it.
Well, I mean, it says German painter name pronunciation. So, I mean, I do trust it.
I'm gonna trust if somebody here gives us like a way to pronounce it. But I didn't know David was.
David.
It doesn't matter. Like the A, I don't even know how to. Is that A? Is that how you say that A? I don't even know. Like how in English you would say like, oh, that's that kind of long A instead of ah. I don't know. Anyways,
Let's see.
Friedrich.
Guillaume Lheureux
Ooh la la.
was saying, is it me or the quality of Nicolas' camera seems less good than before?
Oh.
No, so let me explain what it is. For some reason that I think I know, but Nicolas says no, so we have to see what it is, but I'm pretty sure because I do remember how the setup was. I can't seem to fit all the spread that Nicolas is drawing in the camera, so I'm not in the recording setup but in the camera setup. So it's not that the quality is less, but the frames per second are less.
No, I don't think that's.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's what you told me last
No,
time.
no, no,
Because
no,
I'm in
no,
the
no.
A setup.
Yeah,
But the
no,
A
no, no, no.
setup is like,
No, but it
I mean,
shouldn't.
it's better camera as in photo,
Yeah, no. But
photographic camera.
it shouldn't. We're not recording, so.
No, but we're streaming and it looks like slower maybe.
What? I don't. Because all it's doing is feeding an image. It doesn't. It shouldn't really affect in any way. Like in terms of bit rate or it doesn't even matter like the FPS stuff. Because all it's doing, it's using like the camera as if it was a webcam. Like it's just.
Yeah, but I think I did that once and we were talking about that and you told me something. I mean, that's why I went and explained what I remember you told me
Yeah.
that time.
Maybe
So-
our bit rate is low. Maybe internet is just
No, I don't
a
think
little bit
so.
slower.
Trust me, it's because it looks different.
I know it looks
With the
different.
photo.
Yeah, no, I know, and it's a different, it's a different proportion of the frame.
Yeah, but also like the like the rhythm, I don't know, the pace in
I
which
don't.
you move, it looks different here.
Can you see it in OBS?
I can see it in OBS, yes.
Like this?
Yes. It looks different. But I mean, to be honest, I think your hand even looks sharper.
I don't know. Well, we
So-
can't tell. Like OBS is not what people are seeing, but
Yeah, but maybe it's that.
well, everyone else can tell us, if that's what it is. But I don't know. I'm still very confused, about why we couldn't fit it. But
Because of the position.
no. I know it's not that. Like we're not gonna like have this dumb argument. But
It's not an argument, but I do remember.
no.
it
Danny
was
thinks like I
different.
changed the position of the table. It's not. It's the same. It's exactly the same. Like I've drawn on this table for 3 years. It's the same. But no, something happened. It's weird. I mean, it's a new spot for whatever reason. It's just something happened. But yeah, I'll give it a shot. Like after we stop and see.
Danny was saying, "Hey guys, it's been a while. I see you guys finally got a dog that Danny's been talking about. I got my book and I love it so much. Happy
Oh,
holidays,
thank you.
guys." Oh, thank you, Danny. And yes, we have Chili. I would show Chili to you, but she's sleeping so comfortable in my legs that I'm not gonna move her. But she is a sweetheart. ¿Qué pasó?
No. I was thinking like if you wanted, you could lower the camera. But no. She looks very cute.
Well, I could. If you guys
That's actually super cute. I'm gonna take a photo.
Oh.
Chili, stop it.
so
Chili always notices when I want to take a photo.
yes. So you do it and then I can show her in the camera.
That's nice.
So
Thank you.
so she's awake now. There she is. Perfect. So, Marcelo, no, I don't know what was that. Marcelo Peralta was saying, "Hi, Danny and Nico. Hi, chat. Hey,
Hey,
Marcelo,
Marcelo.
how are you?" Jeff Akoff was saying, "Hola, Nico y Dani desde Holanda." Holanda, Jeff.
What?
¿Te gustó mi chiste?
No.
Hola, Nico y Dani
Ah,
desde Holanda.
Holanda.
Hola. Mi amor, eso lo decía
Oh
uno
my
antes,
God.
Holanda. Bueno, no importa.
Antes uno lo decía.
Pues
¿Quién? mi
yo
amor?
lo decía con mis
Nadie.
amigas.
Uno.
Hola, Jeff. ¿Cómo está Jeff? ¿Qué tal pasó Navidad, Jeff? Andrés Pinzón dice, hola, Nico y Dani,
¿Qué
felices
dice
fiestas.
Andrés? Lo
Hola,
mismo.
Andrés, felices fiestas también. Prince Barebones was saying, seems like the best way to clog your drains with fake tree needles.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, horrible. No, what a terrible idea.
Talking
honestly.
about that, yesterday, Chili, we were at Nicolas' mom's house, and Chili was like fixated with your mom's tree
Yeah.
things that fall out. It is a synthetic tree, but they are actually like needles because
Yeah.
in our tree they are like softer,
Yeah.
but in your mom's tree it's like a weapon.
Yes.
And she was like, she wanted to eat one, but she didn't.
Go.
She didn't. Sofía Centurión dice, Olis, a nuevo setup, me encanta.
La
Pregunta
Sofi.
para Nico.
Sí,
Si
señora.
tuviera que viajar por primera vez a alguno de estos lugares, Francia o Roma y Florencia,
Uy, qué lindo.
¿y por qué?
Uf, no sé. Lo que pasa es que es tan costoso, Sofi, cuando uno viaja de Sudamérica, supongo
Yo no
que...
sé si Sofía de pronto tiene pensado hacer un viaje y está...
Sí, está
Yo quiero
haciendo
saber,
encuestas.
sí.
Está haciendo encuestas. Pero, honestamente, en mi caso, cuando yo era más joven, es tan costoso hacer ese viaje. O sea, los tiquetes, por ejemplo, son tan costosos, los tiquetes aéreos. Pero viajar dentro de Europa es relativamente económico, que yo aprovechaba para ir a más de un país cuando podía ir a Europa. Sí, en esos momentos en que podía ir a Europa. Hoy en día por trabajo ya es más fácil como que si me dicen, oiga, tiene que ir acá, pues vamos a un solo sitio y ya. Pero cuando yo viajaba para conocer, como la inversión iba a ser alta, yo decía, no, si ya voy a hacer esta inversión, más bien encuentro una manera de hacer de pronto una inversión un poquitico más grande, no significativamente más grande, para tratar de conocer como otros países que puedan estar ahí relativamente cerca.
Bueno,
No,
pero si es esto o lo otro,
mm, mm,
porque yo solo he ido a
mm,
uno, o sea, yo
qué
solo he
difícil,
ido
¿no?
a Roma,
Uy, es que Roma
pero
es como ver la
tengo que
historia
decir,
del mundo
exacto,
occidental.
que si yo tuviera que elegir, o sea, ya fui, pero Roma 100 veces, o sea, si a mí me hubieran dicho, no sé, puedes ir a Florencia o a Roma, Roma, por lo que
Es
es
que
Roma,
Florencia es
no sé, a
chiquitita.
mí, pero no importa, o sea, a mí Roma por la idea de uno poder salir a caminar y cuando estás caminando ver como un Bernini increíble,
Sí,
o sea, todas las
es que
catedrales,
complejo.
todo el arte, no, yo,
Sí,
Roma, pero
quizás
yo.
yo haría Roma primero también, solo por ir como medio cronológico. Porque es que Roma obviamente uno está viendo como la historia clásica como del mundo occidental, pero también está viendo el Renacimiento y el Barroco. O sea, para mí Roma es como todo eso junto.
Ujú.
Entonces,
Bueno, y también depende qué lugar en Francia, ¿no? Porque Sofía dijo Francia,
sí, no, pero pues lo entiendo como ir a, o sea, seguramente ir a París, o sea, seguramente,
que también me encantaría. O sea, a mí me
uf, no, es
encantaría ir y
increíble.
me encantaría ir a Florencia.
Tú
Solo he
fuiste a
ido a
Florencia,
Florencia,
linda.
Caqueta. Ah, no, a Florencia sí
No, mi
fui.
amor,
Se me
no, ¿quién
olvidó,
me la
no, quítelo.
cambió? No,
A
¿quién me la
Roma y a
cambió?
Florencia sí fui.
No, ¿quién me la cambió?
Pero
Por un
bueno,
robot que le dice esferas rojas a las bolas del
oye,
árbol.
sí, se
Mi
me
amor,
fue.
fuimos a
Sí, se me
Florencia.
fue, se me fue.
Uy, ¿se me
A
fue?
Roma se me
No, ya
fue, se me
estoy, no,
fue.
ya.
No se me fue el recuerdo, se me
mm,
fue como el
Ya estoy
nombre.
entendiendo por qué no lograste cuadrar la
Se me fue
cámara.
el nombre, igual que se me fue el nombre de las bolas rojas.
Se te fue el nombre de las bolas
Y
rojas,
se me fue el nombre de
se te
Florencia.
fue la enfocada de la cámara
¿Y sabes por qué se me
y
fue el
se te
chiste?
olvidó que fuiste a
No,
Florencia,
se
mi
me fue
amor.
por un chiste, porque yo iba a decir que yo no he ido a Florencia, solo a Florencia Caquetá,
No, mi amor.
pero sí he ido a Florencia.
Así de rápido
Pues
te
ya no
olvidaste que
vale.
viste el David de Miguel Ángel.
No, fue increíble. Y la pasamos
No, Sofía,
increíble.
entonces más bien vaya a París, porque si va a Florencia aparentemente es olvidable la experiencia.
Ay, no, obviamente no. No, fue
Aparentemente,
increíble. Yo volvería y volvería,
para
si se
acordarte,
puede, más días.
volvería por segunda vez. Iría por primera vez, la segunda vez.
Rafael Rodríguez dice, el cagatío es en Barcelona, ¿no? Sí, pues mi tía vive en Barcelona, entonces creo que sí. Em, Sophie dice, igual era más bien si ir a esas dos en Italia o ir a Francia, París. Yo iría de nuevo a esas dos.
¿A cuáles? No sé.
Qué canción.
No sé si te acuerdas.
Ah, mm, a ver, dice Z Riot. ¿Este año haréis directo de 24 horas? No,
¿Por qué no? Lo dijiste súper.
no, por Chile.
Pero
No,
yo puedo seguir mientras Chile se organiza.
no. De pronto Chile era la excusa. No creo, no sé, no creo.
Vamos, Dani.
No, no, memoria, además estás ya mucho mejor del brazo como para que,
No,
por
la
ser
verdad.
bobo
Bueno,
y
no.
terco.
Pues el hombro, pero el brazo no. El brazo
No,
me
por eso
sigue.
no.
El brazo me duele todo el tiempo.
Yo no creo, la verdad. No, es que la verdad sí fue súper agotante, agotador, perdón. Y no solo, o sea, fue agotador para mí, yo no me imagino para ti. Y lo
No.
pude ver en tu cuerpo cuando tu cuerpo creó una protuberancia en tu mano de tanto pintar.
Cuando mi cuerpo creó una protuberancia,
Sí. ¿Qué pasó? Yo creo que me hace falta socializar.
yo,
He estado mucho tiempo con Chile. Se me olvidó hablar.
yo les quería presentar mi regalo de Navidad, que me llegó una Daniela Robot y la hemos estado usando.
Salió defectuoso.
La hemos estado usando, pero creo que
Creo
la
que
tengo que
la voy a
devolver.
devolver.
Creo que tengo que devolverla porque Creo que no le implantaron bien las memorias de cómo enfocar la cámara y de los viajes que ha hecho que le
No,
cambiaron la
la
vida.
cámara sí está enfocada. A ver, sí está enfocada. Lo que pasa es que siempre se ve distinta cuando está en ese setup. Y yo creo saber que es por el ángulo de la mesa, pero
No, Dios
continuemos.
mío.
Giordano Bruno was saying, "Hi everyone, maybe off topic, but what does
No.
Nicolas think of doing color charts? Are they really important? Trying to learn about colors."
I did do them for for to gain like a I would say like a deeper understanding of the options that I had in my palette. I did do the Richard Schmidt color charts for sure. I did, you know, I took every single color I had on my palette and I made like a dominant color chart for each one of those colors. So pretty much what you see in the Alla Prima book. Um, never used them like he would to say like, oh, what are the color harmonies in my painting? And he would grab his charts because you only have to do them once. That's the thing. But the other thing I noticed is that you really do use a ton of paint when using them. So, I mean, if you can afford to do that, great, but it's a ton of color mixing. And I would say doing your whole palette probably takes like a week. I mean, this is not like an easy thing to do. This is not like a day that you spend doing like a whole, a bunch of charts for your whole palette. So I think it opened my eyes, to what I could do with my palette. And I think that that was very educating. But looking back, I also remember thinking, oh my God, I'm, using a ton of paint. And probably at the time, I just, paint was, I mean, paint is still very expensive to me, but I remember just feeling like, woof, I could have painted a bunch of paintings, but I used all that paint to do these charts. So it's up to you. I mean, for sure you could learn stuff from it. And it's a very disciplined exercise. It's very, very difficult to do that exercise well. So, those are all things that are great for a painter to do. But yeah, it's up to you. It doesn't mean that if you don't do them, there's no way you can learn what happens in your palette. So it really is up to you.
Jeff Akoff was saying, "Agree with Nico. Doing color charts one's time can be incredibly helpful for beginners to really understand how certain pigments mix with other pigments."
Yes, for me it was. I can say that it was eye opening because I was like, really, wow, that's what I can get with these colors, like with these two colors that sometimes when you have like a regular palette, you start to impose roles on the palette. So if you have titanium white, you say, okay, you're my lightning agent. And if you have, like in my case, raw umber, you would say, you are my graying down agent, my neutral agent. But what's, probably a little more conditioning is let's say if you learned how to paint whatever it was, let's say if you learned how to paint from life and from a life model, or if you paint in a specific lighting setup, or if you paint in that lighting setup you could paint still lifes, or maybe let's say you would go and paint alla prima, and you started recognizing, oh, if I mix this and this, I can paint my blue sky, my open day, nice sunny outside blue sky. And if you don't check yourself, you're going to start to always go back to same mixes for things, to this, the familiarity that you have with certain mixes, because maybe you have noticed that within your painting they are effective. So we have there's like a natural pull that we feel when we recognize that certain mixes work for certain things. But the bad thing is that we start to repeat them. We start to, kind of making them become formulas. And when we do those things, when we start to say, okay, I know I can mix this and this for my shadow, this and this for my light, and it's going to work, that means that we're only exploring like a tiny little part of our palette, like a very small part. And, sometimes exercises like doing color charts are necessary in order to remind ourselves that there is so much more to our palette than what we actually use. So I would say that that's probably the more, like I said, it was very educating when I did that, because it was a reminder that, hey, I never tend to mix these things. I should, kind of push myself to, explore this kind of area of my palette, because it kind of seems that I'm not favoring it because I am leaning more towards this other side that I know to be, effective. So, yeah, again, up to you. There's no right or wrong here, but I think you can most definitely learn from it. It's a very demanding exercise, I would say. It's an expensive exercise also. It takes time to do it well, but yeah, if you are in the mindset, if your mindset is right, and if you want to, reach that certain amount of discipline that is necessary to do that, yeah, sure, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be tough, but you're going to enjoy it.
Jeff Acuff was saying, spot on, Nico. Do the charts once, then get them out once a year to remind yourself of the combinations available so that you don't settle into formulaic painting. Sophie dice, jaja, yo nunca fui a ninguno, pero capaz sale la oportunidad y un montonazo de cosas, la Capilla Sixtina, Berninis, etc. Y después en París está Rodin y Camille. Ay, pucha, me dolió algo en la espalda.
Camille
Y los
Claudel.
impresionistas, jajaja. Difícil decisión. Y Sophie dice, Dani AI, jajaja.
Sí.
Daini. Sí, estaba ahí nomás.
Ahí.
Sí,
yo...
¿No entendiste?
Ahí nomás. Ahí.
Estuvo bueno y no lo entendiste, lo entendiste después, bueno, y ya no te digo.
Cuidado, te apago.
¿Te apago qué? Te apago yo el compu. No, es que yo puedo hablar como Callum ahora con los computadores.
Ahora hablas con todas las cosas
menos con los humanos. Al parecer ya no me sé comunicar.
Esferas rojas.
A ver. So Liad was saying about the quality of the video. It's choppy looking.
Choppy.
Jeff Acuff said, looks good over here, no choppiness. Ricard was saying, I'm Swedish and I would say something like Fredrich, but I'm probably wrong. Fredrich. Hugo Araujo was saying oi. Hello, Hugo.
Hello. So, Danny,
And
if we were to change it to video,
oh,
is there more space up and
it's less.
Less
so you couldn't
space?
See, yeah. So you wouldn't even see the. I mean, I don't know if you would see
the width.
I don't know.
So let's change it.
Well, but
who cares? It doesn't matter.
No, because I already have the perspective
doesn't.
transform thing.
Well, the angle shouldn't change, so perspective should be fine. I don't. Well, okay. Well, let's suffer through this. No. I'm just curious.
Because I don't think it's that bad. I mean, to be honest, it's just one video out of.
Well, we'll watch the video. We'll rewatch the video when we are done, and we'll see. What that does.
I think you can see it here.
I can't. No, and I don't have my glasses, so I can barely.
So, would you like me to change it?
No. Don't worry. We can do it at the end.
Jeff Acuff was saying, holy crap, how cute is Chili? When I was showing Chili.
Very.
Yeah, she is the cutest. Liad was saying, maybe choppy is the wrong word, but the frame rate seems inconsistent. Painting Demos by Cassis Lieb was saying, hello from France. Hello. How are you, Cassis? Let's see. Julián Rodríguez dice, buenas chicos, qué lindo estar nuevamente por acá con ustedes. Hola Julián, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué hizo Julián de
¿Listo para la maratón de este año, Julián?
No, ¿cuál? No sé, ¿media maratón va a correr Julián?
¿Listo para las 24 horas, Julián?
Painting Demos by Cassis Lieb was saying, video is good. My band bandwidth is shit. Eh, Marcelo Peralta was saying, there is something really wrong with this painting video. You're not drawing chili.
Oh, I know. I know.
This should be titled Chili's Owner.
Yeah.
No?
Yes. Yes, robot. Yes. Please don't kill me. I'm just going to agree with you.
Julián Rodríguez dice, jajaja, me muero de la risa, los amo. Ay, y nos hacía un montón de falta estar acá. La verdad es que estábamos con un desorden en todo, o sea, mental, espacial, todo.
¿Desde dónde vienes tú?
Y nos hacía mucha falta estar acá. Painting Demos by Cassie Sleep was saying, I'm great, glad to see you here. Oh, glad that you're here too. Liat was saying, I use a 3-color palette plus white and black. I personally feel like color charts wouldn't be helpful because I mix the paints all the time to make every color.
Right. Yeah. That's why I was saying, like, I know people that are fantastic colorists that have never done a color chart. So there is, like, some people have just like a nice broad sense of what they're working with when they see the palette, and they can extract all the things that they need from it without really doing color charts. But some people are way more kind of like organized, and they feel like that is a way to make like mental notes, almost like categories and compartments and mental notes of what is available to you in your palette. So it really does depend. I mean, I did it once, if I have to be completely honest. I even did it with a palette that's not currently the palette that I used for my painting. And I doubt that I'll do it again. It's just, like I said, I think it's just a ton of work and it's very expensive. And right now, I'm not saying I'm a great colorist, but I kind of know what I can get out of my palette. Like I don't know if I would paint something and my palette would surprise me, or I would mix something. I was like, what? You were there all along? Like, what is this mix? No, I don't think so. I think that I'm quite familiar with what I work now. So I think it would be a thing that I would do just for the sake of doing it, and just for the sake of like almost like discipline / meditation, mixing. You could have podcast on, you could have music on for, throughout those days, and then just mix away. I think it's nice, but for me, it would be not pointless, but I think it would be, again, first of all, like a big, I'm not going to say waste, but a big use of my colors, which I'm still I'm very organized about how much paint I use. It wouldn't seem like it because I'm very bold when I'm painting, but I actually try not to waste a ton of paint. I do have to put paint down in order to use a lot of paint, but I don't waste paint at all. I think I still have that from my student days where I would just look at a painting and think of how much paint was in that painting and how expensive it would be to make it. So I think I still have those remnants from my, student days where I couldn't afford a lot of paint.
Cacaíto dice, volví ahora sí, jejeje. ¿Cómo van? Postdata, me verá Chili. Ay, sí. Y jugaste con Chili un ratico. Cacaíro. Tienen que venir a visitarla. Y como así volví ahora sí. Cacaíto,
¿Fue al baño o qué?
No, pero una hora. Bueno, uno no juzga, ¿no? No sé.
Sí, no, pues ahí estabas a punto de juzgar.
Liad was saying,
Danny bought 3,000.
I do color experiments when I get a new color. Like I try to match cobalt teal with other colors. Same with alizarin crimson and other color experiments. Let's see. I was trying to look for something.
What's that?
That may clear this confusion about the setup. And it is a photo I took from the setup, the old setup, or the setup before.
Yeah.
just to see it.
Well, you have in your mind that this is not the angle that we usually work on.
Yeah.
I could bet my life, my hands, that
No,
it
well,
is.
I mean, you are working on it, so.
Yeah. So I have no doubt, like zero doubt, zero, that this is the angle.
But maybe.
No. See, that's the definition of zero. That there's no doubt.
Well,
So but I promise I won't throw it in your face when you realize that this is the actual angle that
So,
we've been working
don't
on for the
throw it-
past.
so I won't
promise
throw
that I
it on
won't.
your face if maybe.
No.
It
Oh, there's
is
zero
not.
chance. Like I'll say, I'll like chop my finger,
Don't
chop my
say
hands.
that dumb thing.
I'll ask Samu to do it. He would be pretty excited to do it.
Mm-mm.
I think so.
Cacajito dice, estaba comiendo almuerzo en la oficina mientras, pero ya volví, jaja. A eso me refería.
Ah.
Cacaíto, ¿y qué almorzaste? Para que me antojes con esta hambre. A ver. So Mario Sinkemani was saying, I think the issue is the lights from the room where you're making the video. Also the line, although it has a low value, still doesn't look as clear. It doesn't show with enough contrast. I think the lens is not focused enough or something. So it is focused. It is the same lens. And the light looks similar
How
to the
does
light.
it look? Like I'm gonna check the video.
Go ahead.
I have to like check.
I mean, we could
what
try
people
it.
are watching.
We can see
Let
your
me
phone.
see.
Yes.
Let me see. I mean, thank you for all of this. Thank you guys because
But now you're stressed. I know you.
No, I'm not. No, not at all. I'm
Coco
curious.
se ve el celular.
I'm curious. Yeah, because I want to watch the video. But where is this? Are you guys watching on like a TV or something?
Si quieres quita el chat para que se vea más.
Oh, right. Get out.
Get out. Jeff Akov was saying iPad, but Jeff was saying that he sees the video just fine.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm watching the video, or like the quality of the video is running low because I'm using our bandwidth. But I don't know. I promise I'll take a look.
You know
Yeah,
what?
but this is like, in terms of lighting, yeah, it's not great. It's not great. We have to figure out how to do this.
Yes,
better.
but you know what? I could try the video thing right now. I mean,
No,
we
no,
could
no.
go experimental.
No. But one thing I'm noticing is that because we have so much, because we have so much light coming from the back, yeah, like this is shade, so a lot of this is in shade. So yeah, like where we were working, it was far more diffuse light. So even though it was less light, it was just more consistent
Do you want
throughout
me
the
to
image.
close? Because we have opened that.
No. So I think
Blind.
no. I think that we'll work it out. So this is a good thing. This is a good
Well,
thing.
and it's our painted lives. I mean,
Yeah. When
It
have
is
we ever
what it
done
is.
things properly?
no, but
When have we ever been professional?
but I was gonna say.
Never.
I mean, I also think the cool thing is that we are here because we want to be here, not because we do like super crazy quality videos.
What are you talking about, robot? Yeah, of course. No, we want to be here. Yes.
No, but what I'm saying is that we started our videos without me knowing how to edit, just because we wanted to create the videos. So I also think it's good to be here like through all the process, and now it's a process of change, and we've changed a lot in these years, these 3 years.
Yeah. No, but we can find we can see what works better for this spot. It's going to be difficult for the light.
Yep.
I can say it right now, but I am with people, like I am with everyone. Like this bugs me a lot. Like now that I was watching the video, to see that a lot of this, like we have light. The thing is, we have light coming from everywhere. Like all of our windows are in the back.
I don't know if you see like the super wide thing back. It's because we don't have a wall there, but just like windows from floor to ceiling.
Yeah, so there's a
So it's
lot of
like
light coming
windows
through.
here and then windows
Yeah,
there.
so there's a ton of light. So there's light coming from my right, but from behind. So that's why I'm blocking it, and that's why this is underexposed. This lower part is underexposed. And I have my two lights bouncing off the ceiling.
we could have them back. I
Yeah,
think.
but we don't have space to put them behind me.
I think we could.
No.
I think we could.
Pretty
yeah.
sure we can't.
No, I
but
think we could.
so it's difficult, but we'll figure it out. Like, because those things bother me too. Like, if I have to be super honest, like those things annoy me to the bone. Like, if I see that something simple can be a little bit better, then that sort of stuff just annoys me. So
Let's do the video thing.
we'll figure
right
it out.
now.
No. We'll figure it out. As soon as we stop, we'll take a look at the video, how it uploaded, and we'll see what we can do with light. But for now, I would just ask of everyone, like, yeah, it's it's new. We had to move everything to like a new space.
And to be honest, we
Maybe
ended up
it's-
moving things like yesterday. So we were like rushing to be here because we wanted to. So maybe, as you were saying, we have to shift some things so it can be better.
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
we
I-
wanted
I
to be
don't
here.
know. I don't know how, but I think we'll try to make it better. And if it's maybe it's me working flat again.
No, I don't
it's
think so.
difficult. No. But I can.
No, because that was the
I can do it.
distortion that you had, which
Yeah,
was
yeah.
terrible. Like
no,
you,
it's not terrible. We did. I did all the whole notebook, my sketchbooks, all of those things
of course,
were
but look
flat.
at that size versus
yeah.
this size.
No, but I think
No, don't get frustrated because of
I'm
how
not-
it looks. No. I mean, we could figure out that
no.
size without.
I am 100% not frustrated, but I'm gonna be more frustrated if I can't find a way to fix things. So yeah, we'll figure it out.
Well,
that's
yeah.
what I can promise everyone, that we'll for sure try to figure out. For now, for today, just think of like we are back in the garage. We were a garage band that left the garage for like a little bit, but now we're back to the garage. So, until we figure it out. So, thank you though.
Yeah, Paston was saying, I didn't even notice until it was mentioned. Van Sant was saying that Maisha was saying hello. Hello, Maisha.
Hey, Maisha.
How are you? Let's see. So Jeff Akoff was saying, wondering if the format you're broadcasting is too high resolution. So for some people, it may be automatically defaulting to low resolution. Could that be? Because the camera is in 4K.
No, but we're not. We are not.
I think it is. I think it's that.
No, because our capture card can't do 4K. So that would be like easy.
But
No, it can only do 1080p.
no, I'm just like trying to understand because you know that I'm not that good with technologic things. I'm sorry. Let's see. Jeff was saying spherical roboticness. Even your hair color changed dramatically. Yeah, but that's because I haven't painted in a while.
Or maybe they weren't familiar with the.
No, I think they were. With the red hair?
Well, maybe some people.
Maybe. Jeff was saying, if you're not recording this time, ... I didn't get it. Margo dice, creo que ya lo comenté alguna vez, pero no sienten que a veces es la pintura la que controla el camino que toma el cuadro y nosotros solo vamos detrás intentando seguir su estela.
100% Margo. 100%.
100% Margo. Sí. Sí. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué me miras así?
No.
Es que repetí lo que tú dijiste, pero sí, 100%. Mm, a ver. Cacaito dice desde el compu, pero se ve ok. Y Cacaito dice ensalada de papa del 24, jaja, con pollo con champiñones y ensalada. Uy, Cacaito,
Sa-
tremendo banquete.
Sacándole todo provecho
Uy,
al...
qué delicia esa ensalada de papa.
Sí, sí, en la casa de mi mamá también había.
Esa es un clásico de Navidad colombiana.
¿Bogotana de pronto o
Bogotana, sí, de pronto bogotana.
santafereña?
Sí, pero uf, deliciosa. Mm, so how does it feel to be back, Nicolas?
No, same. I mean, it's same. My concern was never like doing a video again. No, no, no. Just the space, like knowing that you know how I get with like light? It's like, do you remember when we first started that,
In the other apartment.
yeah, and the older one, that I was going to do setups where I would paint from life.
Yep.
So I remember the first one that we did was a banana. I was painting a banana peel from life. It was horrendous.
Yeah,
Like the
'cause light
setup,
was
the light was horrendous, horrendous. Like so much so that I still remember. Like this was, 3 years ago almost. And I still remember painting that banana and going through trying to light the banana but also have light on our easel.
yeah, and the light of the
Oh
banana
my
not
God. No, it
interrupting.
was terrible. And trying to like, have me me being in a spot where I could sit and actually paint that thing, but also spot um for the tripod. But we didn't have these lights, so we had like our couple of lights that were terrible.
Yeah.
Just like regular lights that we would just try to angle.
I even remember
And
that we had to move the setup we were in for the second one. There were like some blueberries or something. Or we did like a cardboard,
yeah,
like a box
no, the only
to
one that
the
we painted.
kitchen.
So we were painting so the banana was on the kitchen.
Oh, so
It
that
was
was
such a
it.
bad experience that I told you, no, never again. So we just moved it to the side.
Yeah.
Like I would just paint, and then I would have like this little thing on the side
Mhm.
that would not affect much, but it was terrible. So lighting has always been like a pet peeve of mine. But the thing is, we just don't have a studio. Like that's the honest part. We just don't have a studio. So this would probably work. Strangely, it would look better if we could block all the light that's coming from the back and just have like these two little lights, even though there's like not even close enough light to paint properly. It would be better because it's just far more controlled light instead of just having this huge bunch of light coming through. But we can't do that. Like in all honesty, we just can't. So we're just gonna have to find like a middle ground so that we can do all of this well. Yeah, but I'm concerned because next coming in January, like our first week, we're gonna start a course, a painting course, and I don't want to have bad lighting
Oh,
on
for
that
sure.
course. So I'll do anything that I have to do to fix it, to like have it in a way that I feel like, yeah, this is better. So yeah, so I'm gonna look into it, and there's gonna be things that we can adjust, and there's gonna be things that we can't, obviously. But I'm very sure that the things that we can adjust, we're gonna adjust them. And yeah, but for now, it's we're just drawing, talking, and hopefully we can sort those things as they show up.
So Liat was saying if the camera is outputting at 4K and the capture card can't transfer it properly, the card might be doing the downsampling. That might be the issue. You might have to set the camera to video 1080p. Because I think that's why I was saying that because I think we've done like in the photo setup, like one time before that we needed to fit everything in.
I don't remember.
I do remember, and I do remember your comment saying that like the bit rate.
Do you remember the video?
I don't, but I could look for it.
Not now, don't
No,
worry.
no,
But
no,
yeah.
no. I mean, I could look for it this afternoon, but I think that happened because it's weird because it looks way better in the camera,
Yeah,
but it has like a different rate.
but I'll be honest, that doesn't concern me. That because honestly, this
It's
was
just
just
the
like a one-time thing that we weren't able to like
fit
fit
everything.
everything,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
why I'm
like we'll be
saying
able
that
to do that.
if
That's
we could
fine.
put the video in the video, I mean the stream in the video setup,
Yeah, no, no, no.
everything would be
Yeah, that I don't care. Honestly, that one I'm totally like that's fine. No, I'm more concerned with light. Yeah, light bothers me a lot. Um, so that one I'm gonna try to figure out what we can do, and maybe it's
we could block the all the part there
no,
in the
no. I'm trying to think of how we can use the lights that we have.
back
Yeah, maybe
there, yeah.
angling. Yeah, maybe we can do this. Maybe it's a good. I mean, it's a again, it's like a submarine when we do these things. You can barely move, but I think we could do it. I was noticing like we could go over the shelf that we have right next to me, and we could angle it down. So maybe these two lights that were actually bothering me because there's like nice shelves. I'm up against the wall. So this has to be the most abstract thing because I'm sure people are like, we have no idea what you're describing. But
No,
I'm
but
up
I think
against the
they've
wall.
seen those in the in the raffles we did on your Instagram.
Yeah.
So maybe they have an idea of the shelves you're talking about.
So I'm up against those shelves, but we even had to take a lot of this stuff down because I have like the two lamps that I try to bounce light off of the ceiling. They have to be behind my drawing table. So, so there were videos that we had them. We actually have a couple of tripods for these two lights, and we can angle them, from the back and towards the painting, and it's actually a lot brighter. You actually get to see a lot more light on the image, which is great because then our camera doesn't have to work. The sensor doesn't have to work really hard, like low light. So it would mean it's like less grain, so less noise. So it's actually a lot better. I tended to not like it because when we were painting in that room, it was like a super enclosed space and then this very bright thing. And if I painted for like 3-4 hours, my eyes would kind of hurt having that super bright light. But I'm not going to have bright lights over here. There's so much like ambient light that I don't think those two lights are going to feel super bright. So I think we could do that. Yeah. I think we could do that.
For sure.
Yeah. But for now, none of those things are to blame for my bad drawing. So for now, we should be concerned with how my drawing is going. And that, at least that's my concern here, which I'm fine. I'm fine, but I'm not. I wish this was like, I'm noticing now that, I still have plenty of leaves, so I have to convince myself that maybe this is the right choice. So this is far broader in the photo that I have. But the thing is, I think this is somewhat proportionate. These arms to the figure. I'm looking at them somewhat close, but I think they're okay. I wouldn't say they're kind of misproportioned in any ways. Maybe your features have to be a little bit smaller here, but that's about it. I would say that those are adjustments that I would make while I'm painting. But everything else I'm okay with, I think. Yeah, all of these are fine, I'd say. So my width is okay. It's kind of like where I was hoping it would be, the width of the arms. But I'm missing so much space here. But if I wanted more space up on top, it would mean making this smaller, and so my elbows would come in more, and then I would have more space in the bottom too.
Mm-hmm.
So that painting would be a lot about like these, having to deal with way more space than I intend to. I actually like that it's a tighter fit, that this is like a little bit tighter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's, and it's okay. So again, what's happening today with video and with the lights and with everything, same thing happens with the image. Like there's so many compromises that have to be done once you start to put all the little kind of gears in motion. You realize, okay, this might be better here. This might be better if I move it a little bit lower or a little bit broader. So yeah, a lot of adjusting. So I'm guessing, that's the theme for today. So ton of adjusting as we go.
Lapis Exley, so Shade,
Oh, Shade.
was saying, hello, OPL fam. How are you all?
Hello, Shade.
How are you, Shade? And Shade was saying, Chili so adorable in your lap there, Danny. Oh yeah, she's sleeping like crazy. And she's like a little hitting pad.
Oh yeah, that's the best thing about dogs.
Yes.
Oh, very best thing.
Yeah, she's a tiny one. I mean, it's not like if you're very cold, she's gonna warm you all up. She's gonna warm a little spot of you. Miguel Díaz dice hola, hola. Hola, Miguel, ¿qué tal? Jeff Akoff was saying, the drawing is a non-issue. It's just great to hear you two chatting again. Feliz Año Nuevo.
Oh, very
you
nice.
too,
Thank
Jeff.
you so much.
It's crazy to think that, I mean, it's going to be 2023. Because I feel that, I mean, it's like ambiguous. Because I think that we've been working in our painted lives for like some months, but also our whole lives. I don't know if you feel it like that.
Yeah, that's
Like
kind of the feeling with anything, isn't it? Like,
Well, no, not in my case. No.
no?
No, I think it's,
Like in your life, you don't feel like you've done so much, but it's been so short?
well, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Well, but you're taking the magic away.
Okay, sorry.
OPL.
Oh, sorry.
Because I feel it with our painted lives. Like it's like we've been working so hard on it, and like we love the thing we've created, and it feels like it's been like a whole life construction. But then you also think about it, and it's like, oh, it feels like it was yesterday that we started. So,
Yeah.
So that was what I was gonna say.
Thank you, Danny Bot 3000.
Mm-hmm. Rohit Kemhavi was saying hello, guys. Hello, Rohit. How are you? I think she's dreaming
You think? Yeah.
because she's moving her paws.
Yeah.
Yes. Jeff was saying buzzkill. LOL. Yeah, I was trying to do something like super sentimental about. I was trying to say something
I mean, I
super
went with
sentimental
something existential.
about OPL, and you're like, well, that's life, no? Yeah. It is. Buzzkill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't want to miss any comment. So I want to know, what have you guys been up to? Like, are you traveling? Are you staying home? Are you traveling just for the end of the year? I want to know. Look, it says engage with your audience. Start a Q&A or start a poll. So let's start a poll.
No.
Are you traveling?
No. What? No.
For
I don't like
vacations?
those things. No, Danny Bot 3000.
Why not?
We don't have to answer to what the other robot is saying.
Well, yeah, it was telling me engage.
I know, that's a
I
language
do
you
that.
understand, right? Engage.
I've never seen a poll in a live stream. Have you?
Well, I think today's the first day you saw sunlight. Today's the first day
I
for
don't know
you
why
of
I'm
a lot. The first for
talking
a lot
in
of things.
such a weird way.
I know you have that wide-eyed look of a robot that is born.
You know, it reminded me of that funny video of this old lady trying to make a conversation. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, you showed it to me. Yeah.
I don't remember what she was saying though, but it was funny. Do you remember it?
No,
Like
I'm
the
just gonna.
content of
No,
it?
Danny, I'm gonna let you. Like,
Brown.
yeah. Today you're just like burning.
So Paston was saying, yes, do a poll. So let's do a poll. Which one is better? Danny or AI Danny?
Danny, who do you like more, Danny or Danny Bot 3000?
Who do you? This is so dumb, Nicolas. Danny? Oops. Dano, no. Danny.
What is going on?
No, this is dumb.
What, Danny Bot 3000?
It says just now 0 votes. Ay. Danny 100%. Danny 50%.
Yes, I'm actually Team Danny Bot.
You are?
Yeah, because it's been
Danny
very
80% Danny, 20% Danny Bot.
it's been very uncomfortable, Danny
No,
Bot. But
now-
I think that with time you will learn like a lot. And Danny's actually sleeping. Real Danny's actually sleeping. So, maybe that's the thing that we have to weigh. Real Danny just resting.
Well, but I don't want to rest all my life. It's
Yeah.
not like. I mean, if you're saying
Danny
Danny,
Bot has,
is
like-
asleep,
Danny-
it's like Danny's asleep forever.
Danny
It's
Bot
like-
has like the perfect temperature for Chili to sleep.
No.
Had you ever seen like a puppy just completely collapse on top of a robot? Because she regulates her temperature. So
Of course not, Nicolas. I mean, Chili, if I was Danny Bot 3000,
that's how a robot would speak, by the way.
Chili.
If
will,
I was a robot.
If I was, Chili will be. I mean, if she would lick me, she would die. So.
Okay, don't kill Danny Bot 3000. Do not kill Chili.
So maybe if I'm Danny Bot and Chili is not electrocuted, is because it's Chili Bot
Oh,
3000.
Jesus. No, God. See? Humor? Humor is a thing that we're going to have to, kind of like take more time on.
Oh, I think they can produce Nicolas Bot like 1,000 times and it would never have a good humor. You need so much improvement there.
Okay, Danny Bot, your sarcasm is at 30. I want it at 15 because it's not working, Danny Bot. So thank you, Danny Bot.
Ha ha ha.
Human laughter. Ha ha.
Jeff Acuff was saying, Pobrecita Danny Bot. The real Danny is killing it. Yeah, so the poll is 75% Danny, 25% Danny Bot. Yes. Let's go, Danny.
So they want Danny back.
If I wasn't holding Chili, I
Would
would
you
go
get her?
down
Get
the
it?
table and just go back again. Let's see. Liad was saying, has Danny been replaced by AI? That should be the poll. So Liad was saying that before we did the poll. And Liad was saying, you need a larger data set to train her on comedy.
That one's complicated, yeah.
Let's block Liad.
No, Danny Bot, no.
No, because you're not the one commanding me.
Yeah, Danny Bot is sentient now.
I command
It's
myself.
the end of the world. End of days.
Jeff Acup was saying, home for a few days, then skiing with my son in Switzerland. Later this spring for work will be in Abu Dhabi, Singapore, Australia, and South Korea. Then painting trips to Sicily and Pakistan. Wow, Jeff.
Okay, tough life.
I am super, super jealous in a good way. That is so cool that you get to travel that much. So I'm going to close the poll.
Yeah,
So
out of resentment because you
Liet was
lost.
saying, poll, is Danny Bot actually Skynet? So I won. Well, I mean, it was a win-win, you know?
I don't actually. I'm really
Wink.
scared of like answering anything right now.
Sophie was asking,
Danny Bot has all my passwords, so I'm really held hostage here.
well, but Danny also has your password and you have Danny's passwords. So,
Yeah, but I can trust Danny.
Sophie was saying the painting is bigger than usual. So it is in the bigger format that Nicolas
Yeah, so
paints, but
this size is the same size as Fed with the sunflowers and as the painting that we raffled, the
Yes.
Thunderstorm one.
the same
Same
as the
size
Kim
as the
Jong-gi,
Kim Jong-gi.
but it was
Same size as the
horizontal.
Danny in bed. Real Danny. Let's call things out what they are. Real Danny in bed, with the bed sheets. Yeah. So, yeah, we have painted on this format. It's just that it's a little more difficult. We don't have like a super wide lens. Also, so we adjust, but we've been able to do it. So that's why I've been like I'm a little weirded out as to why we weren't able to like fit it, but we'll figure all these things out. You know what? When we come back, either tomorrow or Thursday, we'll let you guys know why these things happened.
Oh,
So,
by the way, tomorrow
yeah,
is Chili's last shot
Yeah.
before she can go to the park.
yeah. I mean, she has to
wait like a
wait
couple
like
of
a couple
days
of days
after the
after,
vaccine. Yeah, but
so she can go outside. But yes, very excited to see Chili in the wild.
yeah.
Air Baja.
I taught Chili the sit thing.
Yeah, you're very good with command prompts. So,
Yeah. So now she sits too.
yeah.
Sophie was saying, Chili going to the park stream, please. I would do a video for my Instagram for sure. Maybe she's gonna be frightened. I always struggle
5
with
in
that.
the afternoon. What?
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I hope. So Jeff Acup was saying, what kind of dog is Chili? So she is a robot dog 4,000. No, I'm joking. She is a long coat Chihuahua. And her color is blue merle and tan. Sounds very specific. But yeah. Sega J Charrua was saying, hi there. Is there any plans of having more books available? I really missed out on getting one.
No.
Not really.
No creo.
No. Jeff Acup was saying, sí, 2 puntos. O sea, ¿cómo se dice 2 puntos?
C, 2 puntos.
No, en inglés.
Colon.
Sí, / sit, comma,
Yeah.
Chili.
Yeah. Treat.
Enter.
Then
Insert treat.
if yes, treat.
If no,
Kill.
no.
Yeah, this is the third Chili. That's why
No.
this is the third iteration of Chili,
No.
because the other ones couldn't learn how to sit.
No, never. Um, let's see. We could do another poll. Do you want that?
I'm afraid for my life, so
Hmm. So, we could do something. No, let me think.
oh, robot has inner struggles now.
Mm,
This is evolution happening like in front of our eyes. It's amazing.
you know what would be super cool
I'm
here?
afraid to say no, but yes, tell me.
I mean, we always do the would you rather. We could do would you rather as a poll.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds fun.
Honestly, the only answer that I have right now is yes. For anything, Danny. I'm just horrified.
Mm, see, let's see. Mm, Jeff was saying, I think the humor is going well today. Or maybe Jeff's humor is as bad as ours. So, I mean, win win either way. But yeah. Why do you always stay silent when I say something?
I don't know. What would you want me to say, 3000? I
don't
really
know,
am
like,
scared.
help me out.
I'm scared for my life, so I don't know. Like, blink if you're held hostage.
Dice Resident Evil 4 modo HD 2007 remake original games play.
Viva
Buena
Venezuela.
tarde, Hour. ¿Cómo está? Un saludo. ¿Todos bien? Oye, te asustaste.
No la mates, porfa.
Miguel Díaz dice, enhorabuena por el canal, me encanta verte pintar y los martes de español.
Bueno, sí.
Lo bueno es que todos
los días son días de español ahora. Sí.
e inglés. Jeff was saying, hey. Resident Evil 4 modo HD 2007 remake original games play.
Ajá.
Estaba diciendo otra vez buenas tardes a todos. ¿Cómo está? Un saludo a todos. Hola Resident Evil.
Acuérdate, Daniel
Se
Bot
glitchó
3000.
Resident
No tienes
Evil
que repetir
por
las
modo
cosas.
HD.
Si ya las dijiste, no tienes que repetir.
Y dice, excelente dibujo, Hour. Pero ese es el apodo de Our Painted Lives. Hour. A ver.
¿Cómo vas, mi Fer? ¿Ya vas a salir? ¿Todavía no? Ah, bueno.
¿En 5? So, LRVZ was saying, what do you do before painting over the drawing? You're using a regular colored pencil? What kind of paper is it? Too many questions, maybe?
No, don't worry. Don't worry. So this is just a regular moleskin sketchbook paper. It's quite thick. So it lends itself really well to like multimedia stuff. It's quite absorbent. So be mindful of that if you're using like if you want to do watercolor or markers or stuff like that. But you can obviously. It's cream colored, so it's not quite white. That can affect the color if you're using transparent media. I do use a color pencil. This is like a regular color pencil. So nothing strange about it. Sometimes I use water-soluble color pencils, but honestly, that's just like a thing that I like, but it's not necessary. The reason I use a color pencil and not like a charcoal or a pencil, regular graphite pencil, it's because they're greasier, I feel sometimes, and they just glide a little bit easier on the paper. And it's helpful when I do a drawing like I'm doing today, where I don't really have exactly the composition figured out. And I know this is quite simple. It feels like, oh, it's just a figure and you can just kind of drop the figure anywhere. But not for me. Like I tend to feel like small decisions have a lot of weight in a painting, in the design of a painting. So I don't leave a lot of stuff to chance, in the sense that I want my shapes to be where I want them to be. And then I can tweak them, but in this kind of understanding of the dynamics of bigger shapes, I want them to be where I want them to be. So what I used to do, but I'm not doing that so much anymore, is I used to do my drawing, and then to seal the drawing and also to seal the paper, I would put a transparent acrylic binder, like 3 coats in front and 3 coats in the back, or like 2 coats, front and back, just so that the paper is kind of stable. So in that way, you don't have to worry about your drawing becoming damaged in any way by whatever you do on the subsequent paint layers. And you don't have to worry about paper becoming damaging or transforming with time based on whatever it's absorbing from paint. But nowadays, I don't care about those things. So I'm probably going to do this drawing, and I'm just going to go straight and paint on the raw paper. And that's what I did. If you look at my Instagram, that's what I did with the last painting that I did of Danny and Chili. There was a nice kind of way more developed drawing underneath. And I thought that I was going to seal it and then do an underpainting and then paint it. But I noticed that I didn't want that. And I went straight to paint. And I really liked how it felt when I went straight to paint. So it's almost like the drawing is there to give me a sense of like peace of mind that things are like close to where they need to be. And then I have to work hard through paint to try to figure out how to, kind of fine tweak it into what I, want it to be as a final image, let's say.
LRVZ was saying, oh, so you could use something like Michael Harding transparent acrylic primer? Oh, wow.
I haven't used that one, but yes. So I use a cheaper one because Michael Harding does beautiful, beautiful stuff. And it's quite pricey because it's high quality. But we have used one from PBO that's called, what's it called? Bindex. Yeah. So that's the one I've always used, and it's really, really good. I mean, it served its purpose for me. Ciao mi Ferciucci. Juiciosa.
Liad was saying, Danny, what's the lens you're using right now? How wide does it go? I will look for something wider for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Liad. But the weird thing is that, as we were saying, I mean, before today, we were able to fit everything in the image. So I think there's something that changed, and we have to figure out what that was. Maybe the angle of the table, as I was saying.
I'm not.
The other thing.
Danny bought 3,000. That's the only conversation that I don't think I'm going to have with you.
The only one I have programmed in my system to have.
Yeah. No, Liad, it's 2475, I feel. This was an old Tamron that I had for my Canon, for my 5D. And because it's a Sony, I have to use an adapter, which is pretty cool. It's not perfect, but it actually makes your Canon lenses, usable. Because I had like thousands of dollars worth of lenses for my Canon camera. And at the prospect of having to buy thousands of dollars worth of Sony lenses for this one, I looked into adapters, and this one is kind of good. I mean, it's not perfect for video. It's not great. If we were doing video, the autofocus that is really great for in the Sony Alpha, it doesn't quite work with the adapter. So yeah, but don't start, Liad, because I've been wanting to splurge on the 1635 Sony.
Liad was saying, how wide would you like? 18?
No, 16. That lens is probably Sony's best lens. So It's amazing, but it's like a $2,000 lens. So, you know, I've been talking to Danny
I don't think we need
about
it.
that lens,
No.
and we actually, you know, we don't need it. Danny bought 3,000,
No.
and the thing is, Danny bought has my credit cards on hold,
I'm
so
gonna block your
yeah, there's no
block you
there's no
from-
going around that. I can't even call the bank. So, but that lens is killer. That's an amazing lens. And that would make a lot of our trouble. That would fix a lot of our trouble. The thing is that the price tag on that fix, and it's not just getting this lens, is having this lens here in Colombia. Because if it's $2,000 after I receive it and pay taxes, it's
Like
probably going to
five.
be about 3,500 or
No
maybe close to
more.
4.
No.
So blah blah blah. So it's expensive.
Let's see. Casal Gent Gran Can Castelló
Okay,
was saying, so
that's
you'll be
I think that's Catalan, no?
maybe. Yeah, I thought about that.
Català.
Too. Was saying,
Yeah.
so you'll be painting with acrylics, gouache,
No.
not oil and raw paper, right?
Oh.
It is oil and raw
Yeah.
paper.
So if you
Yeah.
look at our painted lives, it has been oil on raw paper for years. So,
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Sanson was saying,
Don't worry, Ann. We're still here.
uy, Pablo está acá. Pablo dice, hola Coco y Dani, hola Pablo.
Grande Pablo.
Pablo se conectó solo a decir que sí ibas a jugar después.
Uy, grande Pablo.
No, estoy molestándolo.
Yo todo
Saludos,
yo
Pablo.
todo emocionado.
Ay, sí, ya ibas a acabar el live
Sí,
stream por
bueno,
ir a
chao.
jugar. No, perdón. Mr. Sanson was saying, why don't you use AI and take the rest of the day on the beach?
You know, I wanted to do a video. Maybe
don't
we
have
should.
to- well, and what I was going to say.
We should end it with that, because I do want to stop to see what I can figure out in terms of setup, and camera stuff, like we can fix, like the fitting this thing in frame, that's fine. Like we were just doing a workaround, like a very quick workaround with having it output the camera instead of the video, but that was super easy. That's an easy fix for today. Light is going to be a tougher one, but I am up for the challenge. But I was going to say something not regarding AI, because I think that conversation has already sort of found a direction in terms of how many artists have denounced it. And I don't know if you're up to speed, Danny, but ArtStation, which is like an enormous almost like portfolio website for a ton of like digital artists and concept artists, they started showing AI work, and it was, and they started putting AI work in their front page, where they have what's popular, what's hot in ArtStation.
Yeah.
Which was very weird when that started happening. And it was very nice to see almost tons of artists in unison say, hey, this is wrong. And a lot of people copied and pasted this statement that until AI finds a way to make to create a
Like
a platform that is healthier, in the sense that it can properly compensate artists when people are using their art to make something else, then everyone's opposed to it. And that's like, all of my whole feed for Instagram has been that for weeks. And that's admirable that we are all acting together, almost like a guild, like an old school guild, or like a union. Like, it seems like everyone's on the same page about this. And I totally agree with that. But, and I was thinking of doing like a 10-minute video about this, but I'll just finish this video saying this. But I do think, though, that illustration then has to change. Like, let's not speak about AI, but illustration as a medium has to change. And the reason that it has to change, and it has to like change from almost like its structure, is that illustrators have always worked from reference. Always. I mean, there's very few people that have never even looked at a photo reference when they're doing their illustrations. Like nothing, zero. Everything is from imagination. I honestly think that can't exist. Like you're always looking at a movie or an animation or anything, but you have stimuli that is educating you in or shaping what you want to do. But illustrators, for the longest time, like I was educated to have like picture files, to have reference files, to always cut out things from magazines and keep them in picture files, because this was like 25 years ago. So, no Google folders, but or like Google Images folders. But every single illustrator that I've known in my life has had to look at stuff when they're painting or drawing or, sculpting or doing whatever they're doing. They have to look at stuff. They have to. Like, imagine if I told you, Danny, we're going to hire you and we want you to do a bunch of zebras running in the Serengeti. Like, that's what we want you to do. That's the illustration. Like, you're going to have to look at photos of zebras. You're just going to have to. Like, period. There's no way around it. So, in the same way that I had to, when I was doing AdWorks, like, people would say, oh, this is a Tom Hanks type. So we would have to make him look like Tom Hanks. And he is driving a Ferrari in Monte Carlo, something like that. We would have to look for photos of the place. We would have to look for photos of the car that they wanted us to like draw. Like we would have to look for everything because it was highly specific. Like I had no idea, my fashion sense, Danny. I have no idea how people dress. So whenever I would have to, they would tell me like, oh, you're the woman in this commercial, she is 27 and she's super into high fashion. She like super chic, like just, be super wary of what she's wearing. And I would be like, I don't know how women like what they wear and how they dress. So I would have to look at catalogs of like what people were wearing like right now at that moment. And I would have to draw, oh, these are the shape of those shoes that are like popular. And these are the shapes of these skirts. And this is what, they're wearing as jackets. And I would have to look at everything. So referencing things has always been a part of illustration. It could be a sky, it could be a tree, an animal, it could be transportation, it could be what people wear, it could be what people look like. So I would say that there's a high probability that there's not a single illustrator out there that has never had like a folder worth of images that ultimately belong to somebody else. All of those photos, all of those things belong to somebody else. So I do think if we are very quick to say that we don't like this AI model because it doesn't compensate the people that we are working from, that model is working from, I think illustration has to look itself in the mirror. We illustrators, because I graduated as an illustrator, I worked as an illustrator for years, we have to look ourselves in the mirror and say, no, we messed up. Because we've been using reference for years that does not belong to us. For years. We've been looking at images that do not belong to us. And, maybe they're not exactly, maybe we're not cutting and pasting exactly the images that we find, but we have been using those images to create other images. And maybe we have to start to say, maybe we need to begin to say, okay, if I am going to use these sets of images, I'm going to have to contact every single person that's involved in those images and ask for permission. If I can't get their permission, I cannot use those images as reference, period. It has to be like super black and white. I cannot use them as reference. because that is the whole point. Like the whole point is like if one image is created by using 20 images coming from this other place that can be my Google folder, then I have to get everyone's permission. And if people want compensation for those images, then I would have to pay them for using those images. I would have to, in many ways, just license those images from them and pay them fees. If you can't do that, which many illustrators would not be able to do that, young illustrators would not be able to work if that was the case, then there needs to be like, what Epic is doing and what a bunch of people are doing, but we need assets. We need folders and folders and folders of assets that we can most surely just pay a fee, like a monthly fee for, and we can subscribe to. Assets are us. And if we need a helicopter, then we can find a helicopter that is like licensable. We already pay our fee, but we need to have a place where we can pay and we can just be very, we can have peace of mind and not look at Google for anything else ever, ever, ever again. But those places have to be geared towards the illustration industry, because they're geared towards like ad agencies, and whenever you want to use a photo, they don't understand that we're not going to use a photo just to paint that exact photo. We're just going to use it because we need parts of that, or we need to understand something, how to draw something. So the prices have to be way more accessible, but we have to change. We as illustrators have to change in the way we make images. Our teachers have to change in the way they teach us how to use images to make other images. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Art directors have to change. I can't tell you how many times an art director would say, could you do this in the style of? Because they weren't willing to pay for somebody that was the more famous one, but they would tell us like, I'm going to put an example, but this wasn't the case where I was working, but just to make a point, like they could hire me, a lesser painter, but they could tell me, could you do this in the style of James Jean? Like, we want this to be a Tomer Hanukkah, a James Jean, but we don't want to pay them because they cost 5-10 times what we're going to pay you, or our budget just doesn't allow us to hire them, but we want that style. Can you do it in this style? There's so many art directors. Like, I cannot tell you how many art directors speak that way. They just know that that's their language. So that would have to end. That would literally have to end. Asking somebody to work in somebody else's style would have to end. If we don't want this machine to do it, then we can't, people, art directors, anyone involved, we can't do that. We can't ask that of people also. So I think everything has to change. Like the way picture making has been traditionally approached has to change. The way we feed, how we feed ourselves information as illustrators, it has to be far more accessible. I'm not saying that there's no places where we can get assets from, but it's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. So, in a day-to-day thing where you need to be checking, like, it could be anything. It could be like, hey, this is going to take place in Yosemite. And you would be like, oh, fuck, I don't have a place where I can get assets from Yosemite. And I know that I can't Google because those pictures don't belong to me. So what do I do? Like, there has to be a place, there has to be, a single space where, we can, it's probably going to be like Everything Works from, now on, which is like a monthly subscription, and you pay $20 a month, and now you can get as many photos as you want from anywhere, and you're okay with it and you're fine. But that's not how the bulk of the illustration business works. I'm positive that's not how the animation industry works. I'm positive that we've all looked at books of animals or videos of animals, like Nat Geo videos, and we pause it and we just use stills. We've all used things that don't belong to us to make things that are, that end up being our own, or the studios that we work for. So everything has to change. If we are demanding that AI models start to compensate the people that are involved in the creation of a picture, then we have to look at the illustration industry and we have to say, yeah, we haven't been fair to those people, to those people that have been our reference for decades and decades and decades. We haven't been fair to them either. We have never said where our pictures come from. We have never, gave them credit for that. Never. So all of it has to change. Us, like our mentality, how we are educated, the expectations of the studios. If there's a big studio, they have to, be subscribed to these enormous places that would give you assets. And that's the only place where you can get your things. If not, then we can't. It's the only way to do it. If you want to draw an elephant, then our only option would be like, let's go all to the zoo and just sketch for, a week so we can kind of have a feeling and learn how to draw elephants, and we can take our own photos there. So we can work from our own photos and our own experience. But that's not the case for every illustrator. So I think that illustration has to change. Like the core of illustration does have to change. The core of how we animate or how we do pre-production work for video games, it kind of has to change. If we are demanding that of other people, we have to look ourselves in the mirror and say, we have to hold ourselves to the same standard. So that I wanted to say, because I think we are very quick to jump on that bandwagon and say, that's what's wrong. And yes, it's super easy to point a finger and say, hey, that model is wrong. But if we look back, we have to also say, oh, fuck, like we were also very, very wrong for many, many, many decades, and it has to change. So I think it's part and part. So I don't know. That's what I wanted to say to close everything.
No, so there's, of course, AI.
AI talk spurs a lot of.
Yeah, I was laughing because Jeff Acuff was saying the Danny bot has been silent for a really long time. Is it plotting to take over the world? No, just listening. It's just.
Yeah, I put her on like listening mode. So.
No. So yeah, there's very hard opinions in favor and against what you were saying. Because I think that everything that
it's very
has
tough
to do with AI. Yeah,
I know it's very tough, and I know that people could say no, the degree in which you use or the amount of like images that can be used by models, as opposed to like us using like a couple of photos and a couple. But that's not like, it doesn't matter. Like it's just we are using something that doesn't belong to us to do something, to create something that was our own. And I'm sorry, but that's at the core of how we understand these algorithms using other people's work. So it may not be exactly the same, of course not, but it's essentially the same. It is essentially the same. And we shouldn't be like, if we are demanding that of like the industry, then we should be okay with saying, okay, I have to change too. And things have to change. Like, I'd be fine if there were more places like Epic doing, these asset farms where you could just, they're going to become hopefully universal, and hopefully they're going to be like 3D models that you could light up super easily, so you can compose your images. Some of them are going to be photos, like super high res photos. And other things are going to just be like super high res 3D models that you can just kind of place and light and I'm not good with 3D software, but when that becomes way more ubiquitous and way easier, like as an interface to use, then you can just in the same way people are using Blender to do a lot of like 3D stuff, simple 3D stuff, and then just draw it out or paint it out afterwards. I'm sure there's eventually going to be like a super, super easy solution to using assets. But right now it's very specific, but I think that has to change in the whole industry. And I mean, like, it's not just like people that work for video games that maybe are way more in touch with what that means, But for, people doing children's book or people doing editorial illustration, people doing editorial illustration, if you are going to use, if they tell you, oh, this is a story about Mick Jagger, and we need a portrait of Mick Jagger, you're going to have to work from somebody else's photos of Mick Jagger. That's just that it is how it is. So, those are not your photos, period. You are working from somebody else's photos, and you're going to have to clear that in some way, or you're not going to have to, you're going to have to say, hey, I can't use I either have to use these stock photos that I'm going to have to pay for, but sometimes buying a stock photo for an illustrator that is doing editorial work that is getting paid a couple of $100s to do that, and the licensing fee is so high to use a photo that it's okay, great. This was pointless. This was useless to buy this photo for this one illustration because, the cost of licensing it was just ridiculous compared to what I'm getting paid. So it doesn't make sense. So like I said, I think it's the whole model that has to change. I don't think it's healthy to just say, let's point our fingers that direction, but then not to say, hey, let's also look how, what our history is as illustrators. Not just what does the last 5 years of illustration look like? No. Look back 30 years in illustration. And there were a lot of practices that were just wrong under that same lens that we are judging AI, how those AI models are gathering images. Like I said, we were gathering images in a different way. We were making photo reference folders, tons of them, hundreds of folders. And they were all images that never belonged to us. So anyways.
Just to close,
yes.
Jeff Acuff was saying, less AI, more chili.
Yeah.
I'm going to close on that.
Well, chili is in perfect temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
the 3000 is emanating the perfect temperature for chili sleep. So anyways.
Yes.
Thank you guys for your comments regarding little changes about today's video.
Yeah,
we are going to look
about the video thing.
Yeah, we're going to look into that.
Yes.
Easiest one to fix is the video one.
Yes.
But the lighting, I'm going to have a long, hard look at lighting and see where we can find a good kind of middle ground.
Yes.
And that's it. So
thank you everyone
super happy
for joining us.
to
We're so happy to be here.
Yes.
We, including Chile,
yeah,
of course, are very happy to be here.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon. Remember to subscribe if you like to be part of these conversations we have. If you like to paint while you look at our videos and feel the company, which is a very cool thing we know that people do with our videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you guys.
And
soon, tomorrow-ish.
I don't know, because of the Chile's vaccine. So
yeah,
we'll see.
we'll find a way.